Hi everyone, welcome back to the Buff Bombshell show on muscular development. My name is Lauren Lotter and today I have a very special guest called Carly Thornton and I'd like to introduce you to the one and only.
Hi Lauren, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you doing, Carly?
Absolutely fantastic to see you again.
Yes, definitely.
Virtually see you.
So I saw Carly on Sunday at a Glutewear photo shoot and it got us to the discussion on what we wanted to bring to muscular development today, which is all about business and branding as an athlete or someone just on socials. So if you guys didn't know, Carly is the proud owner and CEO of Glutewear, which is a fabulous leisure and sportswear line for women here in the UK and globally. And we kind of just wanted to get onto this topic because there's a lot of you out there that want to start a business or you want to know how to start a business, but you haven't yet taken the plunge. So that's what we want to do today.
Yeah, I had a discussion with someone the other day about it, and there's so many athletes with potential to really utilize who they are as an athlete, but they're not. And I think it's not knowing how to actually you can actually build a business from being an athlete, a competitor, and there's a lot of athletes and competitors uh, who are skint right now, and they don't know what to do for money. And the simple thing is for us to speak about that. You know what? You are the product. You're the athlete, and through that's how you can transition. You can build a business. If it's online coaching, or if it's product based, like as we were talking about, like yourself, you've got a product based business with Bombshell. I've got a product based business with Glutewear and online coaching. So there's different avenues that everyone can go through to build their own personal brand and their business branding.
Right. And that is exactly what we want to get into today because it's just, like you said, there are lots of competitors out there that are maybe either broke or they just don't know how to navigate the social media waters to be able to bring about their like best selves onto the camera. So I'm gonna dive straight into it and ask Carly a bunch of questions today because Carly has been in the fitness industry for how long would you say you've been in the fitness industry now?
Over 21 years.
Okay, so you've obviously got like a load of experience
Yeah.
and you've seen a bunch of different platforms take place as you've progressed in your career. And I guess that's going to take us to our very first kind of subtopic, which is, I guess, social media.
Yeah, and I think it's knowing how to, because there's a lot of athletes, or you don't have to be an athlete. You could be, just a normal person, shall we say, that you want to build a business, but you don't know how to. And it's attracting the correct customer base. And if you're attracting the correct customer base, are you producing the correct content for that customer base? Because that's very, very important, to ensure that you are producing the correct content to attract them, and not overly looking at the following of what you've got and the likes. And this is something that we spoke about the other day, because let's say, I'll give you an example. You could have 100 likes on a post that is getting really good engagement, but it's not attracting your customer base to your market. Whereas you could have a 10 likes on a post that's attracting your customer base, and that's not just 10 likes, that's 10 people. That's 10 potential new customers, 10 potential new consumers. So it's the way you're looking at social media and your personal branding, your marketing to hit your demographic.
Right. So with social media, if you could give some tips to somebody that was wanting to develop or start their brand on the social and be able to attract those customers, what would you say are the top things somebody needs to focus on in order to be able to be like, okay, this is what I do and this is the kind of person I want to attract to my business?
One, what is the business? What are the values and the ethos around the business? Have you got a logo? What's the tone of voice? Have you got a website? If you've got a website, what's the color palette that you're going to be using for the website? Because coloring is very important to attract the correct consumer. So with outlining all of that with your brand ethos, the logo, the tone of voice, that's when you've got your core to then produce the whatever you want to produce. If it is an online coaching business, or if it's a product-based business, it's getting the core, the groundwork done before, because many people can launch a company, but if the groundwork isn't there and they don't know their demographic, they haven't thought about their customer avatars, like who is your customer base? What job do they do? How do they feel on a daily basis? What are their hobbies? When they go out for a drink, what are they drinking? All of these things you have to think about to build up your customer profile, because when you know that, you can speak to the customer. If you don't know that, then you're potentially missing customers and attracting the wrong customer. And that's when you could sit back and think, right, I've started a business, but my business isn't working. And the reason that it's not working is because you haven't thought about the groundwork and really built that up before actually executing anything else.
Okay, so I will go into this further, and I'm going to sort of give you my example with Bombshell. So when I started, I didn't think about necessarily the avatar. I just knew that I wanted to do a product because I knew that I had done something similar in uni by selling jewelry on Amazon. So for me, it was kind of like, okay, I can do this because I kind of know how to do that part of the e-commerce side. But when I started, I didn't really know much about the avatar sense. So when I started building it up about a year later, my lady was called Sarah. She was 27. She was a first-time competitor. She was a full-time 9-to-5 person in COVID, or at home, because let's be honest, when I started, I was in COVID and it was the worst time. And she was 27. She's a first-time competitor. She's single. She's got some money to spend on her first show. Maybe she's an NPC competitor, but she's going to delve into the PCA. And I had a specific avatar that I knew I was going to reach for 2021. And then I started building a couple of other ladies into my avatar. Like, okay, like here's Chriselle, and she's 30, and maybe she's a mom of one. And I actually have it in a different book that I have. I wish I had it with me, because I started creating like customer profiles of the people that I knew that I could speak to online through my Instagram posts, because for me, Instagram is where I would find my most ideal customer. And that's so interesting that you talk about avatar and the kind of person that, you want to speak to. And I guess it's just so interesting because it does help you to solidify like what kind of person it is you want to reach, because there's so many people out there, but you can't communicate to everyone.
No, and then it helps you to understand the content that you produce for your customer. So, for example, your shoes, you're gonna produce certain photo shoots. How the woman feels, how she can wear it. And then when you're looking at the website, and I'm going on the website, I think, oh yes, that she's talking to me. That's exactly what I wanted.
It's so strange. Like when you created Glutewear, did you know that your branding was going to be black and white? Did you already have that feel? Because with yours, I feel like it's quite high fashion sportswear.
It's active fashion. We're transitioning into a more fashion base as well. So ladies can wear everyday wear, because as we know, any leggings aren't just for the gym now, they are for every day. So it is the transition, and that's a transition that I did always want to do, because women that struggle to find gym wear that are they're either see-through or they don't complement the physique, the compression is too high. there's so many factors to fit in, and that's the same with when a woman goes out for a drink. If you can't fit into your leather pants because you train late, it doesn't matter because you got your glutewear midnight stone.
I was
You
just
know?
gonna say that's
So
yeah.
it's transitioning into from gym lifestyle, going to the shops, going to Asda or Waitrose, whatever takes your fancy, and then going out for a night out.
And that is also another really interesting point that you just brought, because you brought up the Midnight Stone leggings now, and you said that you're moving into also lifestyle. So Carly and I both have product-based businesses, and I remember when I first started, I didn't actually have the shoes. I didn't start off with the shoes. I started all with jewelry, and it was kind of a big thing to divert into a different section. It was still related, but it was also really hard. And I think with coaching, you can be a prep coach and then you take on lifestyle clients, which we all see. But then would you say it's more of a bigger focus to then concentrate on one thing and then start adding? Or should you be giving a broad range to begin with? Because you can.
I think it depends on your skills and your abilities as well. For glutewear, when a product-based business, we started off with predominantly fitness wear. And then that's because of my struggles through finding the correct outfits to wear at the gym, and all of my struggles with that. I wanted women to not have the same struggles. So we went from there. And then throughout COVID, COVID is a godsend in a lot of ways because it makes you think outside the box. Yeah. It makes you get out this little bubble that you're in and having to find new ways to progress your business. So, and that's when we thought, what, we're going to progress with more of a lifestyle. At the minute, our customer base is more fitness related. So you're going to wear that. You can't expect to be fitness related and then transition into fashion, shall we say, and still have the same engagement, the same amount of sales. There's a transition, a phasal transition. So there's going to be points in, say for example, coaching, that if you're going to transition from prep coach to lifestyle, there will be a transition that your customer base might be smaller, and then you're going to progress again.
Mm. So just to summarize that everything, if you're starting or you're thinking about starting a side hustle or any kind of business, I guess the main question that you need to ask is what it is you're really going to do. And, are you going to be offering a product first or a service first, like you? Yes. Because I know you also do coaching now, which is something that you kind of have set as Carly Thornton coaching, but that's separate to glutewear in a way, but you can kind of merge it sometimes.
Yes.
But I guess if you're starting it for the first time as a side hustle, you've got to establish what it is you're doing. Are you offering a product or a service or both? And then take it from there. And then I want to take it back into just, okay, if somebody's asked themselves those questions, they're like, okay, I'm going to be an online coach. I'm going to do, I'm a full-time PT, but I want to do online coaching and I want to offer lifestyle. Then one of the things you mentioned earlier was branding and sort of color palettes and logos. What advice would you give to somebody who needed to get all of those things together?
That's what I've done with a couple of my students. We've worked on, first of all, the branding and the logo. And something I always advise to have something quite, what's the word? Quite basic. It's a basic word. Don't make a logo too fussy. Make it very basic, clean logo, with the color palette. Is the color palette attracting who you want it to attract? Is it professional? There's so many factors. But one thing I would say as well is, starting a business isn't isn't easy. And a huge well done to anyone who starts a business. But what I will say is business takes time. It is hard work. Don't expect to get customers straight away, because they have to build up your trust. And also, it takes time for someone to try something new. If it's clothing or if it's a new coach, people like comfort. And for them to try something new, it's them getting out of that. So it will take time for them to build up their trust. And things like, say, for example, yourself or any other product base, it may be that you do some kind of offer to start off with, to incentivize them to come. So always think about how can you help your customer. What advice are you giving on your socials? Are you because at the end of the day, it's always about the customer. How can you help them?
Okay, so how can you help your customer, and how can you like best serve them? And then I guess that's going to bring me to social media, because on Sunday I told you, I said, hey Carly, I'm really struggling to post on my personal page, which is, it's about me. I'm an athlete and I'm in this media part of life, but I've really been kind of stuck in a rut. And I called it the perfection procrastination syndrome. So let's say somebody's got their business and now they've got this syndrome that I've made up, which I think it's a real thing. I just don't know what the actual term is. And you gave me some solid advice, and I'd love for you to be able to share that advice with people on here too.
Yep, the way we've got to see it, that everyone starts from the bottom. No one is ever going to be perfect, but if you're worried about the post being perfect, then someone else is going to progress further than you. You're going to lose out on customers that you could have had because you are worried about what your hair looks like, your makeup looks like. Are you wearing the right clothes? Have you slurred your words? Have you done a word wrong? Things like that. Like, I'm stuttering right now. Does that mean that we have to delete this episode and start again? It's all things that everything takes time, and the more you post, the better that you're going to be with it. The worst thing you can do is not post, because at the end of the day, people don't care, right? If you haven't done your makeup, people don't care about the small details that you think they do. They care about themselves. They're coming onto your page to see how you can inspire them, how you can motivate them, what service you provide for them. Everything is about them. It's not about you.
Right.
So the least you think about yourself, and the more you think about how you're helping someone else, that's where the transition will happen.
Right. So carry on posting so that you get out there, because if you don't, nobody knows. Then you wonder where the next customer is going to come from, and they don't know because they don't know you. They don't know, they can't see you, basically.
Exactly. And as I said, I think one of the biggest points to take away is people do not care about you. They care about themselves. So when they're coming to you, they're thinking, how can this person help me? Right. Is she going to inspire me? Is she going to motivate me? Has she got a product to help me lose weight? Is she got a product to help me feel better? Is she going to help me gain my confidence? What is it? How can she help me?
I like that.
So if you're posting and you've just got out of bed or whatever, and you're doing your breakfast and you're thinking to yourself, right, I'm an online coach. I really want to start posting content about how I can help my online customers with how my morning routine works, and how I make my breakfast in the morning to make it more productive. But then you don't post because you haven't done your makeup and you're not wearing the clothes that you want to wear, and then you don't post, so you don't give out all of this valuable content.
Right.
Instead, give out this valuable content, because they're not worrying if you got your hair down or your hair up. They're looking at what you're eating and how they can change their routine and how you can help them change.
Okay. Wow. So you just gotta like carry on posting and just carry on going. I like it.
Exactly. Just show your personality, because that's what the world needs. The world needs people just to get out there and show the personality.
Right. I think for me though, one of the things that I really I like things to look away with a feed. I don't have no idea why. I just like themes. I like everything to look okay. It's either going to be like black and white, or it's got to be color. And when I mishmash stuff, it just gives me so much. I'm working on it though. I think it might be some sort of OCD thing from when I was a kid. But
then if that's a product-based business, then that's different, because you may want it to look like a catalog.
Ah, okay.
So it depends on if it's online coaching or mentoring, anything like that, then you don't worry about your feed in that respect, because it's all the contents, it's the value that you're giving out. Whereas if it's a product-based business, then potentially you may want the feed to look like a catalog, so when people are scrolling.
Yes, okay.
And then I can, give you an example of activewear, you'll see that you'll have a lot of activewear brands that aren't like a catalog, because they're showing different training techniques. They're more showing how the product moves to the consumer. So it's a different style to show the consumer something different. Whereas for example, yourself, you wouldn't predominantly want it just a catalogue, because you want to show how the women walk in the shoes. You want to show how, they're walking with sass, the comfort that comes out when you've got the shoes on, when you've got the earrings. So when a girl goes out for a night out, you may have something that she's in her gym wear, and then she puts on her shoes, she puts on the Bombshell earrings for a night out, and off I go.
Oh, that's giving me such a good idea. We should do that with glitty wear.
Stolen, see?
There we go.
All different ideas and on how to utilize social media. And yes, a catalog has its place, but a catalog will not show any moving of a product. It won't show any personality. And for yourself, shoes and jewelry has personality, it has feeling. So it's really important, I would say, to show that side, because people want to feel a certain way when they put something on.
Yeah, definitely. I want to make them feel confident, and like they could be the best competitor ever when they walk in. They can be proud of what they have worked for when they walk in the shoes and the jewelry.
And then they can wear them shoes on photo shoots. They can wear them on a night out. In the summer when you wear your dress, they're ideal, because you have commercial brands that have very similar shoes, don't they, that they bring out, and you see people wear them with dresses.
Yes, so sure.
It's just showing the transition. Well, you can wear them on stage, but you can also, ladies, wear them on a night out.
I like that one. You've given me like two really good ideas. I won't say what the other one is yet, but it's given me a good idea for an advert. So I will. That's really cool. And thank you so much for the awesome tip. So feeling is good, like your product to service kind of catalog. And we were talking specifically about Instagram there. But with other social media platforms now, what would you say are the best platforms to get onto, like right now, versus the ones maybe somebody should avoid for sort of online coaching or being an athlete that wants to do their brand?
Yeah, I think with athletes, I think predominantly it is Instagram and TikTok. TikTok is like the one that is increasing massively, and at the minute, the reach you can get on TikTok for free hasn't been done for years. So that's one to definitely get on board with now, to build up that customer base on there. But one thing I will say is, with TikTok and Instagram doesn't like TikTok. So to save a TikTok video and then post it on Instagram will not like that. So make sure that you do a video and you post it on Instagram, you post it on TikTok fresh, but it's the same video.
So you do the video on Instagram first?
I would film a video and then I'd post it on Instagram or post it on TikTok, but I've already done the video itself. Or if it's a reel, then you can video yourself, can't you? And then you can chop up into a reel, just like you can on TikTok. So it's not that it's going to be more time consuming because you're using the same video. You just haven't posted it anywhere yet. It's on your phone.
Okay, so there's one video on your phone. You make a reel for Instagram. Done. Boom. And then you go onto TikTok separately, take that video that you created originally, and then you create something else. Done. Boom.
Yeah, exactly. And that's one simple way to do it. Depending on what product or what business that you want to start, depends on what you want to put on TikTok, because TikTok is very short. TikTok is about personality as well, and now it is about people want some substance to it. So again, what can they take away? Is it a tip? So for an online coach, you may just give quick tips. If it's a sports massage therapist, you may, someone who's got neck ache, here's a tip for you to take away while you're not seeing me. Let me know how you get on with this, and then I can do it.
Tips on TikTok. There you go. So that's just like, okay, so TikTok and Instagram, because like I use Instagram as a go-to. What about other channels like YouTube and Pinterest? How do you find them working for you as a business?
We've personally found that Pinterest is good for people to save. So they get ideas, and a lot of nutrition is very good on Pinterest, and color palettes, or they save them for either workout photo shoot ideas or things like that. But predominantly for sales, Pinterest isn't our clientele. Okay. So that goes back to your demographics, your avatars. Who are they? What age range are they? Because there's certain age ranges for each social media platform.
Right.
Like for Glutewear, our age range is roughly 25 to 34. Yeah, we have some who are, are out of that, but that is the demographic. For my coaching, you're looking at 35 to 60.
Okay.
So I have a different demographic, but that's because of my knowledge and also my age.
Oh. So how do you cope with maybe like doing Glutewear socials and then your Carly socials, because those are two different things. So it would be like me with Buff Bombshell and with posing. I would have to do two different things, but essentially I'm still Lauren that's doing all of it. That would be hard. Oh my god.
Initially, you do it all yourself, and then you employ a team. So I personally don't run any of the Glutewear streams. That is my team that do that. I have social media team. I have I have a lady who is for Instagram and Facebook, and then I have a separate lady who is for TikTok, because her thing is she's a TikTok fanatic.
Oh my.
So I have different people who have different skills for different platforms.
Right. And I guess that also just goes back to like, if you found a sort of platform that you were best at, would you like hone in all on that? Because Carly, believe it or not, I used to do YouTube like a while ago, and I had a good 10,000 followers on it, and I did all makeup. Now, I'm probably not the best makeup artist in the world, but it was fun. But it was one of those things that's like, okay, I know how to do videos, but TikTok is something that's wildly different for me now.
But then it's not, because you could do makeup tutorials when you're wearing your earrings as well. So there's a transition there. So you can you can do short makeup tutorial videos and then putting on your earrings. Ta-da, I'm done.
See, I tell you, everybody needs a Carly Thornton right now, like to help them with their business. Okay, that is so cool. See, I'm just writing down all of these ideas.
Yeah, I think sometimes it's not overthinking and not reinventing the wheel. You're very good at YouTube, and you built up a very, very good followers there from makeup. So transition the makeup with Bombshell, because it all works hand in hand.
Okay, because we are bringing it back. I tell you what, we are doing it now. So I miss YouTube for my own stuff, and like being able to update. I used to love it so much, and then ended up moving, and long story short, full-time job just kind of fell out of it. But now I'm actually back into it because of MD. So thank you, Muscular Development, and to Giles.